Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Lancaster on this beautiful autumn day. It's so wonderful to come into a sanctuary where folks are chatting and you can sort of feel the buzz of yesterday's protests still lingering. I know I'm buzzing on it myself. It was just exactly what I needed yesterday to feel joy and to see color and silliness and to be together. Our call to worship this morning are words by my colleague, Barbara Peskin. May the glory of the passing away of autumn lie about us fresh gold for a time. And when the dark comes and the cold, may we remember how today we stand in glory, how we walk in bounty heaped upon the earth's dark carpet, how we move knee-deep in abundance, flung against night's winter curtain. We are thankful for its coming, and we are thankful for its passing. Let it be. Let us worship together. I invite you to find a gray hymnal somewhere near you. We're going to turn to number 357 and stand and sing Bright Morning Stars. This is a work song, so it's going to start out, you're going to get the gist of it on the first couple of verses, and then it's just going to build. And so I want you to build as well. I want you to pretend you are out in the field and you are bringing in some delicious crop. Let us stand together and sing number 357, Bright Morning Stars.
Bright morning stars are rising, bright morning stars are rising, bright morning stars are rising, day is a breaking in my soul.
Standing for the lighting of our chalice. In Unitarian Universalism, the flaming chalice is our most central symbol. We light it at each of our services. We light it at weddings and at funerals and at child dedications. For us, it is a beacon of hope and of peace. It is a light of joy and mercy, of love. It is a lamp that guides us forward. Today, we light our chalice with these words by Maureen Killoran. As we weather winds of change, may we have wisdom to cherish moments of stillness. As we recollect times of challenge and also of pain, may we remember also the graceful blessings of our lives. As we look to futures unknown, may we have the boldness to trust that there is an unimagined good yet to come. Please be seated. I want to welcome you to church this morning. It's good to see everyone here. This morning we're talking about prayer, and I know prayer is one of those words that, some people are super comfortable with it, and other people like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So what I invite you to do in the next hour is just don't get hung up on the word, right? You can translate it to whatever works for you. Is it meditation? Is it thinking of someone? Is it intention? So I just invite you. One of the things we Unitarian Universalists have to do almost on a weekly basis, if not daily basis, is just translate things. And so we get really good at it, right? Because we speak a bunch of different languages here, religious languages. So we're just patient with each other. And if one word doesn't really fit us, we just stick in the word that does. So that's all you have to do for this service. I want to remind folks that we are heading into cold, flu, and COVID season. Two things are true. If you are not feeling well on a Sunday morning, please do yourself and us a favor and just stay home and watch the live stream. Also know that masks are always welcome here. If you, for whatever reason, are more comfortable coming to church and wearing a mask, you are absolutely welcome here. You may even see me in one if I've got a little bit of a crud or something. So please know, masking is perfectly fine here, and you're welcome to come to church. I want to remind folks that even though we may be comfortable in our own spots in the sanctuary, I've been here long enough that I can start to take roll, that we know that every single Sunday morning there's somebody among us who it's their very first time in a Unitarian Universalist church. And what I challenge us all to do is to look for those folks, to welcome them in, be interested in their lives, let them ask questions of them, because we know that ours is a good, fine, old faith that just keeps spreading and growing and changing and welcoming people in. So welcome to church this morning, whether you've been coming here for decades or it's your very first Sunday. We're all glad that you're here.
So please join with me in responsive reading, number 517. It's found in the back of your gray hymnal. I'll give you a few moments to locate that. And I just want to make a note that this reading is actually the charge of the star goddess, and it's one of the core liturgical texts in the pagan tradition. So 517, I will read the words in the regular print, and if you can read the words in italics. I, who am the beauty of the green earth and the white moon among the stars and the mysteries of the waters.
I call on your soul to arise and come to me.
For I am the soul of nature that gives life to the universe. Let my worship be in the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals.
Let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you.
And you who seek to know me, know that your seeking and yearning will avail you not unless you know the mystery. For behold, I have been with you from the beginning.
For our second reading, I've chosen an excerpt from an essay by Kathleen Norris from her book, Amazing Grace. Prayer was impossible for me for years. For a time, I was so alienated from my religious heritage that I had the vain, glorious notion that somehow, if I prayed, I would cause more harm than good. But when a priest I knew asked him to pray for me, he'd been diagnosed with a serious illness, my yes was immediate, sincere, and complete. I wasn't sure that I could pray well and was shocked that the priest would trust me to do so. But I recognized that this was my pride speaking, the old perfectionism that has dogged me since I was a child. Well or badly, that was beside the point. Of course, I could pray, and I did. Contrary to popular lore, church emergencies are quite rare. Unitarian Universalists tend to lead orderly, predictable lives. I sometimes joke that we believe in salvation through good planning. So I have not often had to drop everything I was doing as a minister and rush to be with someone. But the times I have been glad that prayer was one of the things at my disposal. One sunny spring morning, I was enjoying my day off in my garden. When my cell phone rang, I pulled off a gardening glove to see who it was. Because it was a local number, I decided to answer it. On the other end of the phone was a member of the congregation who was so hysterical that I couldn't even understand what she was saying. All that came through was hospital. I told her I would be right there. Unshaven and wearing somewhat dirty jeans, I showed up at the hospital a few minutes later and found my way to a room where this woman and her young adult daughter were holding each other and crying. The young woman, who was also my parishioner, had just found out the baby she had carried for 9 months would be stillborn. She was waiting for the doctor and the nurses to help her with that process. Of course, I burst into tears too. How could we all be there? How could a baby who was doing fine the day before suddenly die? Where would this young woman find the strength to deliver the baby anyway? What would the father do when he arrived? How would this family go forward? What could I, their minister, do to be of any help? Who knows what I said that morning in that sterile hospital room? I'm sure I mumbled some sort of prayer. I know we held hands. I know we smiled at each other through tears. I know we trusted the doctor and the nurses. I know somehow the minutes and hours went forward. I know that I was there with the grandmother in the waiting room the whole time. I know that I was there to greet the grieving father when he arrived. Nothing really prepares a person for something like this. There is no tried and true method for facing grief and loss. And yet, no one felt alone that day. No one felt like they had been abandoned, No one felt like life would not go on. About a week later, we held a memorial service for baby Joe, as his family called him. We went out to the cemetery, the whole church and me, and saw where there would be a little headstone and a flowering bush. It was the congregation's prayers that saw that family through the next year. It was the kind words and sincere notes and offers of food that slowly allowed healing to happen. And it was the same congregation that welcomed the news of a new baby growing in her mother's womb. The same congregation's thoughts and prayers accompanied that little one day by day until she was born at last, healthy and happy and whole. The glib saying, prayer doesn't change things, prayer changes people, and people change things, is reassuringly true. Prayer is a mysterious process that changes both the giver and the receiver, but not in ways that are clear, even to science. As a minister, I'm often called upon to pray. I used to tie myself up in knots, worrying I would say the wrong thing. Anymore, I just let the words come out through my good intentions. Anymore, I know the sincerity of the prayer is much more important than the words. I'm also careful when I pray. In praying for myself, I'm careful not to ask for things which are not within my grasp. I don't pray for something to be removed from my life or brought into my life so much as I pray to have the courage to remove what needs to be removed and to bring in what needs to be brought in. This discipline takes work. It is quite easy to pray for something tangible and then to be disappointed when you don't get it. When people pray for wealth or love or even health, they set themselves up for heartache and frustration. Prayer has never brought instant gratification. It has never been about an external solution to a problem. Prayer has always been about sustaining hope in the face of human limitations. What do I expect to happen as a result of my prayers? I expect to find what I need to face a situation. I look for courage, compassion, patience, and love, because prayer is about connection. It's about my connection to you, your connection to this congregation, a family's connection to its members, a justice-making connection to the poor and the powerless, a connection to the earth and all its creatures. Because prayer is about connection, it isn't about getting or receiving. It's more about speaking and being heard, listening and bringing to voice. At its most fundamental level, prayer is a conversation with God, writes Peter Marty, publisher of the Christian Century. And conversations aren't about answers, he goes on to say. They engage a relationship. They involve give and take and the sharing of company. Deep conversations inspire curiosity and promote discovery. They foster honesty. Now, you all have heard me talk enough about God to know that I do not mean by God some Santa Claus in the sky. God is not a cosmic bellhop who will bring you a grilled cheese sandwich if you pray for it. I do not believe that if you pray to God for a pony, God will send you one. Nor do I believe that God bends the laws of physics in anyone's favor. God does not stop hurricanes. So if God won't take Mr. Benson's cancer out of his body, why pray for him? Well, Mr. Benson is no different than you or me, except that he has cancer in his body right now. What he needs are the very same things that we would need if we had cancer. He needs to know that he is loved. He needs to know there is hope that the cancer might be removed and he might live the rest of his days in dignity and grace. He needs to know he is not alone. He needs to find courage. And he needs to be told over and over again, nothing bad will happen to him if he does die. These are the things prayer does. Prayer's power is in its ability to change both the prayer and the person being prayed for. Its power is to help people imagine a way through difficult times. It makes people feel more connected to life and to other people. One of the reasons we always have a time of prayer and meditation in our Sunday services is because we know how important it is to feel connected to other people and to have them feel connected to us. When you all line up in that aisle and make your way across here to these stones and place a stone of joy or sorrow, you know the power of that ritual, right? You didn't get in that aisle for no reason, right? These prayers from our hearts are real. Pressing them into a stone does matter. Placing the stone changes us. This is a powerful ritual. Our sanctuary becomes full of love and hope and care during our communal prayer. The prayer works because it is sincere. It is not showy or prideful. Rather, it is deeply humble and profoundly human. Prayer grounds this congregation. So when is something worthy of prayer? If something troubles you, it's worthy of prayer. If something fills you with great joy, it is worthy of prayer. If something wounds you, it's worthy of prayer. And even the improbable prayers work. A child who prays fervently for a pony will be a child who loves animals, whether the pony ever arrives or not. A person who sincerely prays for miraculous recoveries or hurricanes to stop in their tracks will be the same person to bring a sick person a meal or to help clean up after the storm. Often, the need we feel is caused by something very real in the world. It is quite natural to pray for a better outcome. And what is always worthy of prayer is what arises in the human heart. Trust me, you will know when to pray. Prayer arises naturally for anyone who is open to it. Times of great need or great joy may cause prayer to arise more urgently, but common everyday events warrant it as well. Whether you call it prayer or meditation or thinking of someone, this human response to need and bounty arises of its own accord. Letting the prayer come forth is more important than its shape. My prayer for us, for you, and for me is that we might hold one another in prayer, that we might celebrate each other's successes and mourn each other's losses, that we might create among us a community so caring that its love radiates out, reaching hearts far and wide. Biographers of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. tell of a practice of his when he was at his lowest. During times of threat, exhaustion, or depression, Dr. King would call the powerful singer Mahalia Jackson on the telephone sometimes late at night. As the story goes, Mahalia would answer her phone and sing to Martin. Her voice would come through the telephone lines to him, calming him, reassuring him, praying him through the rough places. The song she most often sang was his favorite hymn, "Precious Lord, Take My Hand." This prayer was enough to set things right, if only for that night. It was enough for life to go on. And as our choir sings it to us, may we be brought through the storm, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord. Lead me home. So be it. Amen. The choir may come forward.
Prayer takes many forms in my life. Prayers of Hazrat Inayat Khan during morning spiritual practice time, prayer through ritual, prayer in lighting candles at sacred sites, prayer in walking the labyrinth, doing counter-cross-stitch projects and weaving prayers into the stitches. All of these forms of prayer are far different from how I learned about prayer in the United Methodist Church that I grew up in. The most powerful form of prayer I have experienced has been during the retreats I have attended over the last 30-plus years. The most recent experience was a 4-day New Year's retreat at the Abode of the Message in New Lebanon, New York. My Sufi teachers were leading a Sufi session, days where the rhythm was a 30-minute sitting meditation, followed by one of the dances of universal peace, then back to a 30-minute sitting meditation, rinse and repeat for 4 days. After a rough around the edges fall, I so needed to be in that space to carry my prayers into it. Despite my best intentions, I went skidding into that retreat. The day of the retreat was to begin. Linda Dobbins and I were to lead a labyrinth service here at church. No problem, I thought. I will leave right after the service for the 6.5-hour drive and just be a teeny bit late. So we led the service that morning, which carried its own stresses over logistical issues. And when the service was over, I checked in to see that everybody was set for the labyrinth walk afterwards, and I dashed out of the church and drove home to load the car, and then got on the road. The last part of the drive was very dark after the sun had set, and I negotiated back roads to the abode. Finally, I arrived a half hour before the first session was to start. My friend Amina greeted me and helped me carry my things to my room. She asked if I'd eaten, and I said, well, I snacked on the way there. I was okay. But no, that would not do. She took me to the kitchen where they said they would be happy to make up a plate of food for me. And while they were doing that, I drove my car to the parking lot down the road. Amina had warned me that the parking lot was very muddy. It had been unseasonably warm there for the last few days, and all the snow had quickly melted, making a lot of mud. She wasn't kidding. I parked my car, got out, and walked in the dark through the kind of mud that sucked at my shoes each time that I took a step. By the time I got to the dining hall, my shoes were covered in mud. I took them off inside the door and then got my plate of food. The kitchen staff had been very generous with the portions. I knew there was no way I was going to be able to eat all that food, but I felt obligated to have some since they went to so much trouble for me. And afterwards, I took my shoes to the restroom and used massive amounts of paper towels to get off as much mud as I could. By the time I got to the first retreat session, they were in a 30-minute sitting meditation, and I quietly slid into a seat. I knew intellectually what we were going to be doing during this retreat, but it was not until I sat down that it hit me, and I thought, oh, this is going to be hardcore. And I swore I could hear the universe say, tee-hee, finally got your attention. When the evening session was over, I went to my room feeling exhausted and achy all over my body. I made up the bed and changed into my pajamas, and I hoped I was not disturbing the people in the neighboring rooms with my moaning and groaning every time I moved. And when I crawled into bed, I wasn't sure how this was all going to work. The funny thing was, when I woke up for early morning practice the next morning, I felt myself in sacred space, fully present, no residue of my travels the day before. And during the following days, I meditated, I prayed, I cried, I let go of so much. By the time I drove back home, I felt like I was in a completely different place. And 6 weeks later, the prayers during those 4 days of retreat were answered in a way that I totally did not expect and could not have predicted. It's not the first time something like this has happened, but I'm still amazed and awed each time it does. And I think of what one of my teachers wrote a very long time ago. Every sincere prayer is answered, but the form is unexpected. We come to the time of generosity in our service. Today, Shared the Plate will be going to Off the Streets, which provides hope and dignity to those experiencing homelessness by helping them transition to permanent housing. We assist persons referred by local social service providers with a security deposit and basic furnishings. The plates may now be passed.
Thank you for the music, Alan, and thank you to the choir for that beautiful rendition of Precious Lord. It was just wonderful. We come to a thoughtful, prayerful time in our service, a time when, if you have come here this morning with some great joy, we need that joy pressed into a tile or a stone and placed in the bowl of sand. Likewise, if you have come this morning with a loss or a hurt, some sadness, some person in danger whom you wish to pray for, please come up the center aisle and press that into a stone or a tile and return to your seats by the side aisle. Please come forward with your joys and sorrows. I invite you to spend a little bit of time with this gathered congregation in silence, and then I will lead us all in a guided meditation. Take a moment now to settle yourself. Place both feet firmly on the floor. Let your hands rest gently in your lap. Make sure you're comfortable in the chair, that you're sitting up and aware of it. Either look gently ahead or close your eyes for just a bit. Have a sense of your own breathing. Just let these words wash over you and take you where they will take you. So often we are the ones who are quick to pray for others, quick to help others, quick to be there for people. Imagine for a moment what it is like to receive those prayers, to be the person taken care of. What is it like when we get a phone call out of the blue that someone says, I was thinking of you and I just picked up the phone to call you? What does it feel like when we get flowers unexpectedly or a card in the mail? What does it feel like to have someone let you cut in front of them in line in the store or get through a particularly difficult intersection while driving? What does it feel like to receive? What does it feel like to know that your life really does matter, that you are whole and beautiful and lovable all the time? What does it mean to know that you are forgivable too? The times when you are not your best self, when I am not my best self, when we are sharp with someone another or say or do things we regret, and to know that we are always, always, always forgivable. What is it like to feel held in the arms of the world? To know that the big, beautiful green ball that we live on has a place for each of us, that it cares for us as we care for it, that as we are in community, so we will be with our earth. Feel for a moment what it is like to trust and to know that the sun will go down tonight and it will come up again tomorrow, and that another day will lie in front of us, another opportunity to be our very best selves. Feel for a moment what it is like to receive the grace of the world, to receive the forgiveness of someone you might have slighted, to feel love from another person. Now gently bring yourself back to this place. Amen.
I invite you to join with me in the affirmation of faith, which is found inside the front cover of your gray hymnal. We'll say it first in English and then in Spanish. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor, el espíritu de esta iglesia y el servicio de su ofrenda. Esta es nuestro gran pacto, el convivir unos en paz, el buscar la verdad en amor y adorarnos unos a los otros. So we invite everybody to come downstairs to Emerson Hall after church for coffee and conversation. You can either go down the stairs, or if you take the elevator, just look for the button labeled Emerson Hall. We have a number of activities also after church today. We have an open mic in the sanctuary. We have Creativity Matters on the second floor next door. And we also have a Getting to Know UU session in Founders Hall. Just want to note that that class is in Founders Hall today, and November 2nd, it will be on the second floor classroom. We also want to encourage you, we have a Walters Garvin lecture this Wednesday night at 7 p.m., and Jess King is going to be talking about paths forward at a time of heightened division and distress, which I think will be good for everybody to hear. So please feel free to join us on Wednesday night in the sanctuary here at 7. I think that's everything, yes? Okay.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you for that really marvelous reflection. I always learn so much from the worship associates. Let's sing again. I invite you to find a teal hymnal this time. The words are going to come pretty quickly to you, so it's just to get you started. Eli's going to help us sing on the guitar. We're going to sing number 1057, Go Lift It Up. Please rise as you are able. Number 1057.
If this is your first time hearing this hymn, I'll go through it once, and then you can join me afterward. It's one of my favorites. It goes like this. Go lift it up, love, bless, moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day. Got it? Go lift it up, love, bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day. Let's do that one more time, friends. Give it everything. Go lift it up, love, bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and
Go forth from this place feeling more peace and more joy. Go out and spread that in the world. Go in peace and go in love. Amen.